Let's talk a little bit about low self-esteem. Whether we are talking about a child's development and the challenges that the child may face academically, lack of participation in the classroom, we oftentimes attribute those behaviors to low self-esteem. Whether we're talking about an adult on a TV show and all of the drama in their lives, or we could be talking about someone that we know personally who find themselves repeatedly in unhealthy relationships and can't seem to get out of their own way. We attribute those types of behaviors to individuals who suffer from low self-esteem. So what is low self-esteem? I told a friend that I would talk a little bit about this subject, so here it goes. I believe the general understanding for low self-esteem has something to do with a lack of self-acceptance and sometimes a person who simply does not like themselves. Where does this come from? How does it happen? I believe the psychological world likes to explain it by situations, traumatic circumstances in an individual's life, oftentimes the lack of nurturing and support, the lack of positive reinforcement is usually the explanation that results in low self-esteem. But I would always ask, well, what about those individuals who, no matter their situation, no matter their circumstances or what they were lacking growing up, they seem to possess what I call a gene of resiliency. No matter where you place them, they could rise up from the ashes of their circumstances, while there are other people who you can't surround them with enough support and enough love and attention, and they will find more excuses and squander all of that support and fail repeatedly. And so I asked this question: is there something a little more tangible anatomically that we could look at? Is there physical evidence in the brain that could give us a better explanation for why a person has low self-esteem? In other words, where is low self-esteem located in your brain? A little over a year ago, researchers from Dartmouth College determined that, in fact, the part of your brain that is responsible for self-knowledge and the way that it is connected with the area of your brain that is responsible for the sensation of reward, those connections, that's where self-esteem exists in your brain. And the strength of those connections determine your self-esteem long-term and self-esteem in the now. So it is deeper than the concept of a person not feeling good about themselves. And maybe you can't fix an individual by trying to provide them or shower them with what they told you they were lacking all of their lives. Maybe that's not the fix. Maybe the fix lies within that person's own reach by practicing not just daily affirmations, but there are physical actions and tasks that it has been proven that you can rewire some of the circuitry of your brain. These are neuroscientists. Go see Michael Merzenich, neuroscientist, Professor Michael Merzenich. He's a brain plastician. Basically, with the right amount of practice and with the right amount of effort, you can slightly alter the neurological connections of your brain to where you're not stuck if there is some anatomical deficiency. All right. And also, it always helps to give yourself those daily affirmations, to try to plant seeds of positivity in the subconscious regions of your brain. But you have to do this deliberately. You have to want to do it. You have to believe that you can, and you will. You need to feed your brain the proper nourishment, vitamins, water-soluble vitamins, and lipid-soluble vitamins and minerals, and the DHA and EPA, omega-3s. Your brain needs what it needs in order to function properly. And so you're not necessarily relegated to your situation or your circumstances, your lack of nurturing or lack of attention. You are in charge of your brain, and you are in charge of your life and how it plays out going forward. Low self-esteem and depression and eating disorders, they all go hand in hand. So if you know of anyone, or if you're suffering from these unhealthy habits and this unhealthy condition, then definitely get out and exercise regularly. Get as much sunshine as you possibly can. Feed your brain proper nourishment and nutrients. Feed yourself the daily affirmations. Do the physical tasks and actions that will give you the sense of self-worth. And eventually, you would have gotten out of your own way. This is not up to anyone else to do this. This is actually your responsibility. After all, it is your life. My name is Jay Jackson.